So maybe we should just record us trying to figure out if we're gonna record an intro. And
no, I kind of feel like we should. Like we shouldn't introduce ourselves because who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? And my 5 subscribers, they all know me personally, so they know exactly who I am. Maybe why don't you just introduce yourself? And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like how, like you're gonna start the thing, and I'm gonna be like.
There's also like a minute or two of intro to the video.
Okay. Oh, that's true. I wonder if this is a good level. Yeah, it is. Okay.
It seems like it.
Liquid courage.
And the other recording that I did was way too quiet. It was just like this. You couldn't hardly see anything, and it worked just fine. Eric said it was too quiet, but it worked. So I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, don't use that as a metric because that'll always be really small. You don't want that.
Unless you clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the yellow.
At this guy right here?
Yeah, and typically I don't like the yellow bar to go over halfway. If it's going over like.
So you like it about right there where it's at?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Where we are is good.
Sounds good to me.
But it's just I've done it too many times where it's too loud and I have to adjust it, and it's not good.
Yeah, and if it clips like during a super hype moment, that's okay. But if it clips anywhere else.
I don't want it to clip at all anywhere.
Well, yeah, that's obviously preferable, but.
Oh, I think it just clicked. Okay, that was cool. That was good. You see that?
Yeah.
Because I laughed.
I do have some pop filters, but being that
man, a pop filter
these,
might be good actually.
Matthew, I appreciate the extra effort. It's not a huge deal. There's gonna be like 8 people.
Oh, well, fine. Okay.
It's going to be like 8 people to see this. You're going to be one of them, so. All right.
All right, I guess we just won't use the pop filter. I'll try not to laugh.
You can just laugh. It's okay. I'm going to go hit it. Why don't you
well, this is a professional production here.
A countdown, 3, 2, 1, and I'll hit play so that we at least can sync it up.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
All right. And we're live. Hey, Kyle. Say hello to YouTube.
Hey, Daniel. This is Kyle and Daniel live from YouTube, commentating bike polo.
Live from my living room couch.
This is my first time doing this. This is Daniel's 18th time.
18. Probably a few more than 18.
Yeah.
So Kyle is not a bike poloist.
Not.
But he expressed some interest. So I told him to sit down and watch a game and get a mic in front of him, so we're just going to hang out. I guess it's a podcast. I don't really know.
Yeah, we're going to watch some bike polo.
The big dance.
World Hardcourt
And we're gonna
Bike
have,
Polo Championship.
I'm Elias Tagami.
We're listening to Elias and Rob. These goons.
See, I don't know about these guys.
Call me daddy.
Yeah,
I don't
hope
know.
it's
I
not
don't
too
know
loud.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to
Last year's final.
over-commentate.
I mean, like, they put in a
Or
great effort.
commentate like in conjunction with their words.
You want me to turn it down? We can.
Yeah,
Call me
yeah,
daddy,
turn it down.
picking up,
Get these guys out of here.
Players,
Clowns.
Alex
I want to be
They
able
don't know
to
what they're
hear
talking
a
about.
little bit. They're just talking nonsense. They try really hard, but they're not the world's best commentators. I'll be honest.
Okay, so we have 2 teams here: Call Me Daddy and Mongrels United.
You see
Where are they?
Mongrels
Where are
is,
they from?
Mongrels is playing a player down. They're only four to a squad, and it's a 5-person squad style.
Okay, are most teams 5-person squads?
It's 3v3. This particular tournament is 5v5 squads, so 3 playing at any given moment with subs.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, Mongrels, they'll all get a little more playtime, have a little more fun, but they're also going to be exhausted by the end of this match.
But are most professional teams like this? Do they have 5 players?
I'm
Is that
so
typical?
flattered that you think there are professional teams.
Well, this is as professional as it gets.
Yeah.
But
So
Or do they have
oftentimes
3 or
there's like
4 or
a 3,
6?
a solid 3,
Yeah.
and they have
and they have 2 replacements.
two regulars that play with them that they're good friends with, and they know their play style and all that, but the team is usually 3 main people.
Okay. Cool.
So Call Me Daddy, they won, I don't know, 3 or 4 world championships when it was just 3v3.
Okay.
So they've added 2 to get this squad.
Okay, gotcha.
First place.
And where are they from?
I'll start with third.
They're from France.
Okay.
I think they're all from Paris. I'm assuming. I don't know.
The winner of
Did
Yeah,
he?
Paris has a really
the
strong
winner of
club,
Bourbon
so that's
Chaser
a safe
goes
bet.
to
Okay.
Austin, Texas. Bike Polo
Where did
Social
bike
Club.
polo originate from?
Your watch party
Good
has
question.
won
Good
the
question.
Bourbon Chaser. The NAH will be in
They
touch
played
with
it
you
on
soon
grass
about how to get
in
that
the
framed to
19th
you
century.
and, make
Okay.
sure it's
And
something
then,
Really?
you like.
yeah, and
So
it was
when you decide who
reignited
your club
as
and who your
hard
watch
court,
party
which
will
is what
win
we're
that frame
watching
and
Yeah.
enjoy,
in Seattle sometime in the 90s,
Bourbon
I guess,
Chaser.
by a bunch of
Seattle.
bike messengers. Yeah.
That's
Hipster
like
Central.
One could have known.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Bike for newbies. And it's a nice
But,
one.
you know, I'm
It is
thankful
nice.
to them
It's
because
gorgeous.
that's where we
This is
got
a
it.
gorgeous bike.
Well,
Not
I
telling
think
you
it's
what
a
to do
cool
with your
sport.
frame,
I
Austin
think
Bike Polo
it's
Club. You'll figure it out amongst
cool
yourselves, but
how grassroots it
We'll be
is.
giving away
Just a
2 more
bunch
those
of
frames here in person,
people with
to,
the
volunteers,
goal in
volunteers
mind, no
for,
pun intended.
that we got.
And,
Also wanna say thank you to
No pun
everyone
intended.
And
Pun
they- and
definitely
they-
accepted.
last
though.
And they can make it happen
donations,
themselves, you know.
to our disaster relief
All they need is
and, to our live
The
stream
court
raffle.
and their equipment,
Thank
and
you
they
very
can
much.
just do it.
But I think we're gonna get this
Yeah, it's cool.
program
You should
going.
see us
Everyone's
setting up lights,
itching to
stringing
go.
them up at the public park. It's a whole thing.
Do you have to reserve the courts in New York?
No,
Or you
we
can
just
go.
show up.
You can just go.
We just show up. I
there you
don't
go.
know about the Sunday court in Manhattan. They might reserve that.
In Chinatown?
Yeah, I'm not really
so the
sure.
team's getting organized here. Ball's
It's been so
getting put in
long
the
since I
middle
had a
here
Sunday
by
off
Doty
work
from
to play.
Mongrels United.
Yeah.
All right,
nice
so
Face,
Are they getting
game
started?
face is
I
on.
think they're getting ready.
This is the big
All right.
dance, as we said.
You know, they
big
might take their
moment.
time a little bit.
These guys.
So which is the black team?
Are
That's
hungry.
Call Me Daddy.
Black team,
Sunset
CME,
Oh,
Call Me Daddy.
right.
So
Park, Lexington,
Call Me Daddy in gray, the
Nice,
Frenchies,
little bit of a
and
drum
then
Okay.
Mongrels
setting
United.
here.
They're from all over Europe. I think
Beautiful
Belgium.
breeze. It's,
I don't
Euro
honestly
match.
know. Yeah, they're
But,
from
John Hayes
various
very
European
efficient
places.
You know, I've been watching this
on
show
the
called
big
World War
calls,
II
and
in
we've
color.
ended up, being on time.
And
So that we,
well, in World War II, the
sent
Belgians and the
local
French were
volcano to throw a bunch of
allied,
goats in
but
as sacrifice.
in this war, they're against each other. So that we'll just take that into consideration
They are very much against each other.
during this game.
All right, so they're about to do what's called the
Tension
joust,
building,
which is how you start
but
any
also
game.
some smiles.
Okay.
Everyone's happy to be
Two players get sent out, and they need to both be
I think it needs to be said that this is our first World
Right-handed
Squad,
or left-handed.
final.
Either
as many
or.
people know.
because two right-handed
Okay.
people, they're going to ride
You
their
know,
bike
it's
to the
great
left
to
of the
see
ball.
that Call Me
And if you have a
Daddy
right,
and
a righty
Mongrels,
jousting against a
made
lefty,
it into the finals.
they're
Yeah.
going to slam into each other
even
head
in
on.
this new
Right,
format,
right, I
which,
see.
So pretty much always it's
which
two
is,
righties,
Yeah.
but
well, for a lot of people,
you can tell the ref we're
future
going to send a
and others,
lefty. So
And they have to send a lefty and
forced
what if
upon
what if
them,
no
but,
team? What if there's no
in any
lefties
case,
on the team?
then you have
we're
to
seeing
send a
similar
righty.
results, and we're gonna get this
And
game
do it
underway,
lefty,
so-
or the other team has to send a
I'm gonna
righty.
point out
You
a
have to send
detail
someone
from
that matches the
final
opposing
last
team.
year,
Got
which
it.
was
I don't know that there's ever been a case where a whole team of righties went up
A
against
whole team of lefties.
so
That would really be something.
I don't think that's been an issue before, but
when Luka
you know,
was
it's still a
down
young
on the
sport.
ground.
That'll happen one day.
The
Yeah.
question has always been in my mind,
New young sport,
how quickly
hot off the
could
presses,
he have stopped?
Hot off the presses.
being
It's coming in hot.
coming in hot.
So we'll see. Everyone
Built
There are
from the
just so
ground
many
up.
moments like
There's
that,
so many
though.
little moments like that. So definitely.
All right, so
So
I'm
what
just
are they
waiting
waiting
so
for?
you can see the crease.
match each
This
other.
team,
Okay.
Call Me Daddy, they actually created a whole new rule because of Call Me Daddy. They would play double goalie. They would
So
just
what-
park
what's
two
actually
people in
quite
front of
nice
the goal.
about it as well is
And
we can
the
be
opposing
happy
team
that
would just
this is a
circle and circle and
40-minute
circle
game.
and then go, all right, well, I guess we'll
40-minute
take a
game.
shot,
So
even though
for
there's
the
not a
ref
good
here,
shot.
a 40-minute
Okay.
They would
game,
block it, obviously,
which
and then
means
all
even
three of them would
more polo for us
attack
to
and just
enjoy
dunk on the
and,
other team.
Okay.
So,
more
Nice.
room for
You'll see
to
in front of the
determine
goal,
who's
there's a
the
little
best.
area called the
And-
crease.
and more
Okay.
time
You can't have
to
two
the
players inside the crease
Australian,
for more than 2
sing
seconds.
songs from the
So-
Got
Australian
it.
No
corner.
double goalie.
Got it. Why don't they just call it the goalie box? Like, is that what they call it in soccer?
Lexington
Yeah, I think that
has
is what
done
they call it in
such
soccer.
a
You know, it's probably what they call it in
Well, these
in
might.
hockey.
Mark
Right.
is my guess.
Mark
That probably
trolling
is.
the entire match.
It's more like hockey than soccer in this
Mark,
game.
the
Yeah, you
tournament
see
director,
that box
certainly a happy man
front of the goal?
to be
Yeah,
done with all the
that's the
organizing
crease.
and planning of this tournament.
You know, I played
Exiting
street
the court
hockey
now,
as a-
he's
as a
genius. He
lad.
just got set free from
And
the
this
lane.
reminds me a lot of
He's
it. Yeah.
done.
Yeah, you'd be
He's
good.
happy.
You'd be good at polo.
The dance
No, I
is
don't think
on.
so. But because I wasn't good at street hockey.
Well,
But-
you got the theory, right?
Well, I understand what these objects are. Yeah, I understand that there's courts and balls and bikes and humans.
Here.
So in that sense, I do. But
A lot of focus in their
okay, they're
eyes.
about to start. Oh,
Okay, here
here
we
we
go.
go.
Head down. He's pedaling hard.
Wins another joust.
All right. All right.
I haven't seen this guy lose a joust all tournament.
Okay, see, he's getting all up on him. He's giving him nothing.
Match begins early. Everyone getting
Here we
real
go. This
tied
guy
up
with
in
the ball
corner,
right now, his
deep
name's
Yeah.
Dodie.
Daddy
Okay.
territory.
He's super well known. He's an excellent, excellent player.
Okay.
And he's got the longest fucking mallet in the whole game.
Wow.
Look at that thing.
The longest
Mongrels
mallet.
looking for an option here.
Oh,
I can't tell
he
in this-
outmaneuvered him.
Free
That was cool.
and
He's just pedaling hard.
But
He's
he's
not going to
um,
be able to do that the whole game because they're a person
missed
down.
a shot.
So they're all going to be
Right.
tired.
Right. You got to be
Outlet going
strategic.
down,
He's a little guy, but he's not weak.
and he's riding hard.
Okay.
Fights it out with Polo against the boards. Amazing work by Quentin Bouchard.
Wow, commentating is hard. I'm just watching. So
Ball's back in calm
it's all
daddy
good. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think we need to pressure ourselves to speak the entire time. I can edit some of
Coming
this.
That's fair.
I probably will. No one's going to want to watch
I can just talk about random
us
things to fill the
commentating
space.
for an hour.
in the ball.
Right.
Yeah, feel free.
Well, maybe people put it. I feel like this is the kind of thing that people would put on
We're gonna have a
before
lot
they
of
go to
contact
bed.
on the court right
You
now.
know.
Bouchard.
The soothing sounds
Yeah.
of Riley
Dodie,
and
big
Kyle.
shot.
Right. You put on something just
Wow, no kidding.
so it
that
feels
went
like
in.
you're not alone. Did he score?
Over the
He
wheel,
did.
under the
Nice.
saddle.
I missed
All
it.
right.
I was watching it.
Defense
I
zone.
missed it. So
There's
let's get a
nothing you're
replay.
doing to stop that.
I'm sure it's coming.
It might have hit the
All right,
shaft
Mongrels.
of,
The
of
Belgians.
lefty Will
Is that right?
but it was certainly high and
Yeah.
hard.
I'm not
Sure.
positive, but let's go with yeah.
Replay here. All right, one touch.
Here's
All
where
right,
you
here he
edit
goes.
in you saying
Lines
the
it up,
correct country
fires.
that's from.
Bam.
Wow, that was a shot.
Flying up in the air. You see how much
Great shot.
speed he gets on the mallet head
Yeah.
at that long
Back is
fulcrum.
Compton Valdez.
Yep.
And we're back in the action here. Mongrels.
I do see
ball
that
and deep in their own
speed.
territory.
Oh, he
See
took
these
himself down. Here they go. You see him go 3 up,
Okay.
playing aggressive.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to be
Yeah,
ready
their
to
goal's
sprint back
open.
to their own goal.
So
This guy with the blue shoes,
Started
Yeah.
with a lot
his
of
name's
energy.
Morgan. He's a really good goalie. He knows when to come out and when to rush back.
right. Does one player typically
Dodie
stay
going
by the
for
goal
it.
or
Notice
near the
pivot
goal?
backhand.
Or one player kind of is assigned to the goal rather? Like could come up, but
So
if they
there's-
need a goalie, one will go. This guy will go back.
There's no
I feel like this
official
is Will's-
positions in this sport.
Okay.
However, you'll see Mongrels United pretty much always has Morgan in goal.
Right.
I'm assuming just because he's
reliable
the best
player.
goalie on their team, not because
Almost bumbles
he's
it
not
back
good
in.
at playing up.
Tommy Daddy
He
territory.
is.
Going hot.
You know, in pickup and all that, you generally rotate just so everybody gets play time. But
Mongrels.
in a serious game like this one, you're pretty much going to have your top goalie
Lifted.
in the whole time.
He was just
Right.
smashing a bug on the court, which was mean.
And there's no offsides except for if there's two players
He's a fun guy.
in the ring for more than
Reset
2
to Morgan.
seconds. Is that right? Or the crease?
In the back
The
of
crease.
Mongrels.
Yeah, that's.
Setting it up.
I guess that's the closest thing to an offsides call.
And back.
Yeah.
There he goes.
What's the
getting
punishment for
Gonna
that?
Run it 2 up for the moment.
I forget off the top of my head. I believe it's just an advantage call.
Okay.
So ball
Mongrels kinda
turnover.
taking a
Okay.
battle rhythm of attack.
Yeah,
Are
the way
there
most-
technical fouls?
There are, which I'm sure we'll see some, and then
Right.
we can
Perfect
kind of
line
explain them as we
change.
go.
Like if you're too rough or something.
Yeah. There is contact allowed.
Emmett coming out, big shot.
can-
ball.
Oh!
Damn, it rolled in slow. That's brutal. That one
Mongrels.
hurts.
Lefty Will off to
There
a
you go.
tough start here in this match.
Go Mongrels.
I
2
would-
shots off.
They do
by
that thing with the
going
fist
in.
above their head.
Is
It's
that
a,
their-
it's
is
a
that
little
their thing?
cheesy, but
It's nice to have traditions.
Off
when you're in the
heel,
World
off the
Championship,
mallet,
you can
back in.
be a little cheesy.
Oh man, through 2
Damn, he
players,
got a
but
mallet
then
on it, and then it rolled in.
yeah, he just couldn't
Great shot. Way to come on.
couldn't do it.
Emmett Ward.
I think
That's
it
a
had enough
shame.
spin on it
Comes
even
on
after he stopped it.
board,
It rolled
shoots,
itself in the goal.
Right, had some momentum.
Call me daddy.
Some
Not
inertia,
going to be too
one could-
intimidated
one
by
could
that,
say.
though. They are seasoned players.
Oh.
Gonna sit back.
Damn, he's just trying
Call me
so
daddy's
hard to
just
bring back some
whiffing it.
ground.
Well, if
So,
anyone
yeah,
can
I was-
rally-
as I
Oh,
was
that was a
saying,
good back pass though. I
Keep
like
an
that.
eye out
can
when you
bring a
see
lot
him
of
get
fire and
rough.
energy into his own team.
You can
They
only
brought him in.
make contact with the ball carrier. You can't hit somebody who's
Right.
not in contention for the ball, whether they have it or not.
That makes sense.
It's like hockey.
Right.
Luca's the Punisher.
I think football's kind of like
Indeed.
that too, right?
Indeed. He's a
Well,
tough
you can
defender.
have
Or
a blocker
well,
in
I don't
football.
know.
You
Yeah,
can't.
Let's not get
Uh,
into
people
yeah.
play around
You're
him.
right.
That's a whole
Are
thing.
often on the ground.
I'm,
Nice little drop
I'm
pass.
revealing my sports ignorance right now through this.
He is a great
That's all
bike
right. When we
handler.
do
That's
a
fine.
He goes
woodworking
all
commentary
out.
video,
Yeah, there you go.
you can show the
I'll lay
world
some
how
lay some
clueless
wisdom
I
on
am.
you.
All
Yeah.
to the paint.
So here Morgan goes. They're all coming out.
Oh,
Damn.
can you? So you can like
Advantage
fence
called for Mongols
almost. You
United.
can knock the other player's mallet out of the way if you don't want them to hit it.
That's
right?
exactly right. Yeah. So there's
kinda
between the
interesting.
3 options, mallet, body, and bike. They're only like on like
Moment,
contact is
just
allowed.
slightly out of range.
So you can't hit their bike or their
Oh,
body with your
That's a
mallet.
very interesting rule. So you can't. So you can only hit their body with your body. You
Yes.
can only hit their bike with your bike. You can only hit their
Jordan
mallet
of
with your mallet.
Melbourne
Yeah, that's
bike
correct.
polo is
And with the
pretty
body,
cool.
there's
Gonna
another
watch some
rule
off-ball
called
contact
extension,
helping Will out in this,
where
match.
say, if I'm riding next to you with my
Providing a little extra
steering arm,
assistance is
Yeah.
always good in these
I can't
high-stakes
extend
matches.
toward you. I can only hit
I
you
think he's a
with my
great
shoulder.
rep, but we had him.
And
for
with your,
Okay.
it's actually only really important with your mallet arm.
Okay.
You may see that call in this game. I don't know, but
Okay.
that's a pretty common one.
No
Is
look pass
extension.
by Luka, picked off by
As the
Ward.
guy's pedaling, if he's
Quick
beating you in
pass over
speed,
to
it's
Bouchard.
just
Couldn't
so
get the
tempting
one-timer again,
to stick
but
your arm
Tries to
on
get the
him,
two-timer.
take some of his momentum.
off the bike. I think he was trying to draw.
You
foul
stick your
there,
arm
but
out
Mark-
into his body.
Yeah,
Is that what it
that
is?
would be
These guys are
an
good
illegal
enough on their
move.
bikes to
Okay.
stay
That would
up.
be a foul.
Sometimes
Okay, I
it's
see.
actually
I see.
advantageous to put a foot down. If you're
That was a good attempt on
Interesting
that
pass.
Didn't quite pan out.
Really love the sunset here.
Deep pack.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So,
It'll be
yeah,
dark by the time
beautiful
this game's
Kentucky.
over, I'm sure.
Have you ever been to Kentucky?
Carrying it up right wing.
I have driven through
Just
Kentucky.
making his
but
presence,
that's
beautiful-
it.
beautiful
a little
state.
bit known.
no conversation between
uncle lives
Will
there.
and Polo.
Nice.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
These guys
This
know how to
this
find
is
each
in
other.
Lexington.
What a
which
touch by Emmett.
is kind of
Quentin Bouchard.
Oh.
He shoots.
Oof. Oh my
Oh!
goodness. Oh my
Right
goodness.
in Luka's mallet into his
That
face
was close.
cage.
That would have been bad.
Look at how
For them.
bunched up they are, all by the goal. They're all
Sour
freaking
face
out. That's
after
not a
that,
good thing to do,
flub.
though.
No, it's not.
Accidentally hands it off there to Polo. Polo.
Not that I don't understand.
Wide to the right.
Yeah, Lexington, Kentucky, where this 2017,
35
I
minutes
think
left
it
in
was.
this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2017
2017.
Worlds. It's kind of like the hot spot
Yeah,
for
well,
bike polo,
5
as far
minutes
as I know.
already, and these guys
Okay.
They've
are
got
going
these amazing
super
courts.
hard.
This is just their regular courts. They
This
didn't build
is the
these
World
for the
Championships.
tournament.
Whoa.
This is the
Right.
game.
That's cool.
Damn, they are pedaling hard.
He's still
Looking to
hitting
go.
two
Emmett Ward
shots.
never yielding in his assault.
Back to back.
There's a really
here.
crazy
Call me
place
Daddy.
called Mammoth
Luka,
Caves in Kentucky. Have you heard of it?
trying to move, didn't.
Oh my
Ooh.
God, he
Ward
just
down.
tried to shoulder him so hard.
Was that a foul?
Emmett brings
No, I
himself
don't
down
believe
on
it
the
was.
Okay.
head. Looking for the call.
It may have been
Call
after he
falls
fell on
toppling.
him. If he took him out,
Emmett
that's
may be
considered
getting a
toppling.
little- getting away at actually a soft
If you
call
force a
there.
dab,
I
a
might have
dab
called
is when
that
your
one
foot
flagrant
touches the ground.
myself.
Right.
Anytime you hit someone hard enough that you're taking yourself out primarily first,
It's adjusting his
you're not in
bike.
full control.
Yeah,
That's funny.
a little
Luka
more
leaned
common
in
than
quite hard
most
and
players would
fast
like to
on that-
admit, I'm
on that
sure.
ball. I'm
Right.
not sure how
Yeah, I
much
feel like I do that with my
any of
bike.
that contact could have been avoided though.
Oh, Luka's gonna bait that hit too. He
Um,
wants it.
Mammoth
He
Cave, I
wants a
think,
hug.
is
Looks like he's
It's
shaking
one
his
of the
left
biggest
hand here. Might have
cave
sprained it a
complexes
bit.
in the world,
Luckily,
if not
it's
the
just on
biggest.
brake, so he
It's
can probably steer.
insanely
just gotta pull the rod.
cavernous and
Took a
this
photo of that
large
moment.
and
He wants to
crazy.
remember it forever.
It's just
So
this
we're looking
giant
at the,
cave you can walk
classic
through.
Call Me Daddy lineup.
Is it kind of built out
Trying to get these
and
two
tourist
goals.
trappy?
Ooh,
It's
Kind of an errant swing
touristy
no injury.
Great.
Kicks it
from
out front.
from my 10-year-old
Looks to
memory,
find it.
or I don't know,
Can't send it
15-year-old
home.
memory. I don't know
Polo.
how touristy exactly, but it was
Great
cool.
stick
Yeah,
It was
it's
really cool.
changed
I would
quite a
check
bit.
it out if you're in
Putting his
Kentucky.
head up, making the shot.
You're going to the Bike Polo Tournament 2021.
Now, as every team
Yeah,
that
who
faced
knows
off
where it'll
against
be.
Mongols United
Yeah,
knows,
I'm sure there won't be one
it's a
2020.
privilege just to have a
Well,
shooting
maybe in
lane
the fall.
on
Yeah,
it,
who knows? We
let
might get
alone
lucky. It was
have Morgan have to block a shot.
it was in the fall this year.
So CMD
Here's
is
some topical,
starting to chip away a little
Commentary.
bit
How
on
is the bike
positioning here
polo
by Mongols
community
United. They're
responding
gonna have
to
raise it
COVID-19?
up a little higher,
Is
intensity
bike
a
polo
little
on
higher, I
pause?
think.
Bike polo
Really
itself
like
is
that,
on pause, and
Okay.
I can only speak for the New York City
like,
Bike Polo Club,
forechecking.
but
Yeah.
They don't
they're
leave it
doing
alone.
Zoom hangouts.
Absolutely. I saw
Okay.
Mongols
Which,
do a
since I don't
nice,
go
like,
on Facebook,
double
I just found
forecheck.
out
They
about.
weren't afraid of
Okay.
anything.
So I'll be hitting them up next
Noting
time.
the wall.
Sure. That's
Cody
cool. That's cool
Polo
that
contact.
that
Polo goes away standing
the
on
members
that
of the
one.
community want to hang out in a
But
way that's
Mongols retain the ball.
outside of the
Pass.
thing that brought them together in the
Morgan.
first place.
Loses
Yeah, I
what I
mean, New York City,
balance.
a lot of people move
Luka
here and
coming in hard for a check,
meet
but
a lot of the
Ward
first friends that they
seems to have
make
the
at
ball.
Bike Polo. I know I
Sure.
certainly did.
Pinning against the wall. Luka falling over Emmett.
Makes sense.
Jody.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun when you go to a new city. the bike polo community is just so
Yeah.
so welcoming and so
Back to his
friendly.
own territory.
Yeah, that's one of the best places
Captain
to
Morgan.
best ways to meet people is to find people who do what you like to do. You know,
Little sneak shot.
your
And
hobbies
Will
and
was
your
there.
interests.
And I'm just gonna note right now.
So
Morgan's
do you,
coming to the goal a lot more than
Do you
he
find
has
some
been
woodworkers
all
meetups
time in this
when you
tournament.
travel?
Maybe he's been just
Uh,
saving it for this. He wants
no,
to
I
play.
mean, I've
He doesn't want to be parked back there. He wants.
when
to
I
have
used to
some
go
fun.
to that wood shop, I would.
Yeah, I don't think any team
talk
in
to
the
a lot
world
of
can
people
beat
there.
Call Me Daddy with 2 players out. I think
And my
this
good
is a
friend
3-man
from
game.
Yep.
high school and
We saw what
college and
happened
middle
in
school.
Geneva
We've just been friends for a
earlier
long
in the
time, but
tournament,
we
in the
have
play-in
somehow ended up
for the
like
final.
being
They-
interested in all the
they
same
played a
things
2-man
throughout our
game and
lives,
they just
but
couldn't get the
he works at a
defense
cabinet shop.
penetrated. Wow,
Ooh.
what a play.
Damn. So did you see that shot he just did?
yeah, but I didn't understand it. What did he do?
Self-serve
Yeah,
air
when he-
scoop.
He like
He
flick it
scooped
up?
it up into the air,
Yeah.
These guys
and then he had
are-
to tap it again because you can't scoop the ball directly into the
level.
goal.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
that's just it's
Oh, you
wild
can't
ball handling.
scoop it into
They're
the
inventive,
goal.
you
You
know,
have to
with
scoop
the
it and then hit it into the goal.
moves
Yeah, you
and,
can only shoot it in the
techniques
goal.
that-
You see when they're
Oh,
that
yeah,
right
I'll
there
just
was
try
a
that when I
shuffle the
get
way you
home,
hit it with
believe
the
it.
broadside.
Yeah.
Great
You have to
shot
hit the
by
ball with a
Will.
circular end
Little
for it
falcon
to be a
punch,
shot.
perfect
Okay.
control there, no high stick.
But a scoop does not count.
That's
So
what
he
you're
had to
supposed to
scoop it
do,
and then give
not
it a little
freak out.
tap for it to
Okay.
be a valid goal,
Right.
which is just wild. Maybe one day I'll learn how to do that, but not yet.
That's pretty technical. Here's a question: do these players come out of a world that's?
Ooh, Luca jukes
um,
himself.
Are they good at other sports first? Are they good at biking? Are they good at other forms of polo?
Morgan
Are they
through.
good at hockey?
I would say
Or
the
is
majority
this
of
pretty idiosyncratic?
Sneaks it past
the
Polo.
best players that I know of came from
Mongols
other
use quite a
cycle
bit of the
sports,
scoop
whether
passing,
that's bicycle messaging or
seems to work.
Okay.
mountain
Yeah,
biking
their
or
play is very
cyclocross, what
three-dimensional.
have
They
you.
don't just keep the
Sure.
ball down on the
I
pavement.
do know a fair amount of
They're
players that
thinking
used to play hockey.
spatially in
Yeah.
ways
A
that
few of the
are
guys
extremely
from
creative.
back in San Diego started
Yeah.
with hockey, and then I don't know how the hell they found this.
Sure.
But
well,
they
it
took
really
to it
is a
immediately.
synthesis of the two, hockey and biking.
Yeah, I mean, it's by far the most similar to hockey, not horse polo,
Still early in this final match.
Right.
here, Mongols
which is
United
surprising.
how
I don't
horse
think
polo
I've ever
works.
heard of
Definitely
anyone who came from
Although horse
to
polo-
bike
majority of the time
Well,
now.
right, because no one knows how to play horse
Certainly
polo.
not without
Except,
Call Me Daddy having
I
I mean,
the
someone
people,
knows.
people from yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sneaking it to
Yeah,
the
I
bottom
guess it
rack.
is. I don't know anything about
Will
horse
saw it
normal
coming.
polo. I just figured it was an
Away.
antiquated game
Will's calling.
for like aristocracy in Europe.
The old tic-tac.
That's my model
shot
of
on
it,
frame.
but
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I
You think people
don't
play
know
it
how
nowadays?
big the community is, but I know
You gotta
that
own a horse, man.
there
That's
is
like
some
crazy.
polo going on. I went to UC Santa Barbara, and
Yeah?
just outside of
30
town,
minutes
there's
left on
the
this
polo fields.
World
Oh, for real?
I never went, but a lot of
Championship
people used to
final
go and just
here in
drink.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Sounded like a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. Like imagining all of this, but on
Very pleased
horses,
so far.
is honestly pretty sick. That sounds crazy.
It
But
does.
that,
I
but
think
but the game itself is not that. Is what you were saying? I think
What a move.
that it's not just
No
yeah, it's
ball.
not just polo on a bike.
right.
Although I'm just talking out of my ass. I've never seen horse polo. Maybe
yeah,
it's
neither of
exactly
us
the
know
same.
how polo works, so maybe we should
On
just
frame, Luca.
yeah.
I would
Right.
venture a guess that this is
Luka didn't
more
fall for
challenging
the,
because
trick. Didn't fall for the
if you're
trap.
riding directly at the wall
Seen a lot of foot
with the
downs
ball, you
here.
got to
These
worry
are
about the
physical
ball and
teams,
slamming into a
Bike on
wall or a
bike.
person. Whereas a horse sees itself
body on body.
careening at the wall,
Sometimes.
it's gonna
Ego
stop
and
running.
ego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will not
Those are the
crash
places
itself.
that,
It's like having
the most,
another
dramatic.
player on your team, kind of. Like the horse is a member. And you could train it to know what to do.
Yeah.
In different situations, you know.
Kind of the. I've always viewed him as
So
distinctly
it's like a smart bike.
like the leader.
I don't know how smart horses are. Could you teach them
They're
like
pretty smart.
cooperative
He's
plays?
pretty
Also
smart.
just a quarterback. He's
Uh,
a playmaker.
I don't know about that.
You know, you think
I'm
of
sure you could
Vlade
teach
as
them
the man who's
different
around
commands,
on D, passing,
yeah,
and they could respond
support. He's-
probably pretty
he's
quickly.
certainly the
mental.
centerpiece.
Yeah, the
They
mental
they
angle.
probably you could probably teach them
He is
like
the centerpiece of Call Me Daddy.
you know. If you get close to a player, do this.
Whoa.
If you get close to a wall, do this. If you get close to the goal, do
Lefty
this.
Will
You know.
flying in with a wheelie.
Yeah,
chopping
or
right now next
A
to
voice command,
Bouchard.
cut left, cut
Fantastic
right,
intensity.
Yeah.
instead of
Lefty
just
Will.
purely doing it
This
with
is
the
kind of
reins.
intensity Call Me Daddy needs to
Right.
summon.
Who knows? I don't know.
Lefty Will wants to
I've
win.
never really
know
gotten
about
to know a
horses.
horse.
Come all this way.
Horses are
Right.
magnificent creatures, though. You ever looked into the eyes of a horse?
I have. I've ridden
like-
a horse.
Yeah.
I've ridden a horse. It's quite fun.
It's crazy.
Incredible competitor.
It's pretty scary, honestly.
A little bit of
Huge animals.
miscommunication there on Call Me Daddy.
It's just amazing that they
Bouchard's
evolved to
resetting.
be the size they are.
Shout out to the Beaver Boys for
Man, you just make me
Bringing the
think of a
reset into
moose.
bike
You
polo.
ever seen a moose
Yeah.
in person?
I've never seen a moose.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. They're so tall.
Yeah, I bet.
Their belly's like as tall as your head.
Right. Yeah, moose seem like kind of otherworldly,
Morgan collects a deck by his
ethereal
Doty out.
beings.
Emmett in.
Okay, so they just traded a player?
Yeah, so that's the squad versus 3-on-3.
Can they do that at any time?
I don't remember the exact rules. I'm pretty sure you can just
Emmett's
do
got
it
a great awareness
ad
about
nauseum.
himself. He
There
keeps
may
his
be
head up
Okay.
so much
some
while
sort
he's
of
But it
limit.
wouldn't
watching
really give you an
everyone
advantage to
else on
do
the
that.
court.
You would just be...
absolutely.
just
His-
the
his
fresh legs you're
riding
getting on
posture,
court.
his
Right, but like to do it
position is
often enough that it
very
was...
distinct.
It wouldn't be like a strategy to change players every minute or
Gives
something.
him a distinct
No, I don't think
presence.
so.
I don't think it would make sense because
Great
I'm sure it takes a little bit of warming up for your mind to understand where you are, you know?
Yeah, not to mention, like, a lot of these teams are somewhat established, so there is a core three,
Right.
and they're just going to have better chemistry on the court than any of the others,
Then that new guy.
than that
And
new
one of the
guy
things
who's
I'll
also a
just
veteran.
kind of throw out there now is
Right.
I'm a bit of a fanboy of Mongrels United. I like that why they can come to a tournament with full
I wonder what
intensity.
Call Me
also
Daddy
don't take themselves
translates
too
to in
seriously.
French.
Jokingly always.
That's a
refer to
really good
scoring as
question,
foreign.
actually. They might just say it
Trying
in
to make
English,
things exciting
because
for
it does
everyone.
have a certain
They
ring to
bring a
it.
lot onto the sport, so I'm certainly
And being international players,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have a lot of flair. It's
English
no
is a little
surprise
more
that they have a lot of fans.
widely accepted.
Right.
Some of the nicest guys ever.
A lot of people in Europe just know English also.
Notice I
You
said
go
off
to
the
Europe,
court,
you
no.
can pretty much speak English to most people. It's crazy.
No, they're great.
Well, Western
competitors,
Europe.
And,
I don't know about
fun
Eastern
guys,
Europe.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how happy the French are about that, though. They might speak
You know,
it,
bike
but
polo
give you
needs
some
that.
attitude,
absolutely.
is what I've heard.
Maybe.
As you said, we need the drama. There's the story in all this.
Excuse me, not burping directly into the
old,
microphone.
old guard, Call Me Daddy,
Okay. So,
still there, still present, and
They're not done yet.
what do you think about
oh,
the
that's sure here. That's why we're in the sixth final.
strategy of the two teams here? Do you think that
Alex
do you
Valco
see
coming on
different
the court for the
formations
first time
that
in
one
this
team
match?
is doing as
Now,
opposed to
funny
the other
enough,
that's giving them an
Valco-
advantage? Like Mongrels is up right now. You know, I don't know how much
Mental game
2
coming here
goals.
from
Maybe they just got
Mongrels
lucky
and
twice, you know.
Call Me Daddy.
But do you think
Yeah.
that they are
Valco,
strategically
part of the
forming
Birds,
themselves in a better
which were
position?
French champions.
I think so. I definitely like Mongrels United a bit more than I like
Morgan,
Call Me Daddy.
Doty,
Okay.
I'm just
Valco.
still salty
Yeah.
about the
Now
fact that they
playing Call Me
created a
Daddy.
whole new rule for the game.
Right.
I mean, they had a formula that worked.
Had
It was a
Alex
winning
very
formula.
early
Yeah.
in his
So
career,
I guess I
very
really
summer
shouldn't hate on them
Washington,
too much.
DC with his family.
Really, my
Yeah, he was playing
biggest
Spear
thing
polo at that time.
is I like the way
Spear freestyle
Morgan
rider.
plays goal
Was he
for
14?
Mongrels United.
Okay.
15 years old.
I'm
Wow.
sure he's out there giving strategy to his
Well,
players.
He can buy a beer.
Yeah,
on the
You'll
States
see. I don't
these
think he
days.
subs out
He's
the whole
22
game.
years old,
Okay.
most likely.
but been playing.
Because
Probably
he's
less
sitting in goal,
tiring
he's less
also.
tired,
Oh, here we go.
and he just comes out at the right times,
I mean, if
Yeah.
you
and
blink,
he'll
you-
rush back to goal when necessary.
Whoa!
So I think that that's the core of Mongrels United.
Regardless
strategy.
Of the call, Luke
Yeah.
is sending a
Whereas,
message.
you know, so far in
He's
this
not
game,
here
I
to dance
obviously
the
haven't
player
been
out. He
watching
wants to
too
win a
intently.
match.
Call Me Daddy
Enough
seems to
enough with
be
the cute stuff. Luke
just
is
getting
here to
out there and
play.
playing, and maybe even playing
He's
a little
not
bit
afraid to give a
selfishly.
shoulder to his
I've
buddy.
seen a few shots
Here we
that
go.
were of pretty
Let's
low
see it.
quality,
Luca
Right.
sees
which,
something,
you know, it's
fires on it.
when you're behind, that's
Yeah,
pretty easy to
steering
do.
on.
Take low quality
Comes
shots.
Yep.
Well, I think
You
we're
get
16
desperate.
minutes into
Yeah,
this game.
especially here,
We've
this
got
is the World
Mongrels up
Championship game.
2-0, Call Me
Yeah.
So
Daddy,
it's hard not to let your
Luke
emotions
is
get the
getting
best of you,
impatient.
of course.
So there's no 2 out of 3 here, right? That whoever wins just wins.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
Luca throwing the back of his bike out as a defensive measure there.
Yeah, I also just really like the Mongrels United jerseys they're wearing for this game. It's like a sparkly black letters on black T-shirts. It's
Huh.
pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the black. That's
Calls
sleek.
extension on Mongrels United. Ball comes back to Call Me Daddy.
Yeah, that was a good question though. You're gonna make me watch Call Me Daddy a little closer,
Luca
because Mongrels
Sure.
United, I
Across
can
the line
see what
there.
they're working on. Call Me Daddy a little less so.
Mongrels United
Are there-
have a mental game here.
I have kind of
Now,
two questions,
Morgan throwing
but
up
they're
his hands,
related.
saying he's ready.
Are there distinct
Yeah, they're playing a
plays
mental game as well.
24
that
minutes left on this match.
you think
Scores
they've
2-0
designed,
Mongrels United.
or rather that they are
This is the final
enacting
World
through
Hardcore
communicating
Bike
to
Polo
each
Championship.
other? Are there distinct plays that they're doing during certain times?
Calls on Mongrels.
The
Come back over
follow-up
to-
question is,
No, it seems
are
to be
there
called,
standardized plays that teams just know and that are
Doty's
common?
hiding the
Like,
ball in his hand.
I know in football there's,
Uh-huh.
I don't know shit, but I know that there's like a QB sneak,
Yeah, I
right?
think the
Where
obstruction was on
you put everyone on the line and you try to get the quarterback
the
to
ball.
like go through the middle.
Sure.
And a lot of different teams could
Alex has
do
a
that play.
bit
Or
of
is
a
it similar with
bike
bike polo?
malfunction there.
It is indeed.
wow, what
Probably the
patience.
most common thing you'll see is the two
And he's
offensive
back
players
in
with the ball
action. No
kind of
hesitation.
circling and weaving and trying to just do drop passes.
Okay.
A light
They're
drop
going to
pass.
try to kind of
where the
pass it to
other-
each other while
Back
slowly
versus
moving up the
like
court.
deep in his own
Yeah.
Or
territory.
maybe quickly moving up the court. But
So passing it to a teammate behind them who
Right.
swoops in
Back to
and
Alex.
picks up the ball. Like
Yeah.
you may even stop the ball from moving and just leave it there for your teammate.
sure.
That's probably the most common.
Valco
And
finding
then
the
shot.
shooting lane just
a
wide.
more aggressive but equally common is
Emmett recovering.
a righty and a lefty jamming
Doty
down the
getting a
court
little
on
bit of a push
opposite
behind,
sides,
but he's too big
making
for
hard,
that to
fast
matter.
passes all the way across
Quick pass
to
to
each other.
One more.
That's interesting.
One beautiful
That
touch,
makes me
two
think
beautiful
that
touch.
because it seems like
Backhand
that
is blocked by lefty Will's rear wheel.
that strategy worked pretty
Alex
well. If you
comes
had someone
in,
on the left,
moves
someone
on
on the
Mount,
right, and the
trying
ball
to
in the
play the
middle,
ball.
and they were good, they could just pass it back and forth real
Doty
real
checking his
fast.
range there
Whereas
with
two
Luca
right-handed
jumping on
players
him.
couldn't do that. They
I
would
mean,
need to
two
circle
right-handed
around.
players could. It would just be much
Well,
harder. You'll see them.
Right, but they would have to
Only one
circle.
Ross.
They would have to
You'll
do
see them playing
kind
on the
of different.
offhand side.
Feels like less efficient.
It
But I think
certainly
that's the
is.
Australians.
Not that it can't be done.
Right. Sure.
The other thing you'll see is, the
It is
person with the
interesting,
ball
though,
will
standing
just
for
turn
Bob
one
Ross.
way
Bob Ross
and wait
probably
until the
offering
defender
some
has to
interesting lessons
hard
here that
commit
Call Me Daddy
to following
probably
them.
could have taken into
And
this
then
match.
that's when they'll pass.
Ooh,
Okay.
Lefty Will getting a little choppy
Yeah, if you
there.
watch for
Doty
that, that's-
punishing him out
That's
to the
pretty
front.
much going to happen every time.
Shoots.
Okay.
Rear wheel.
This is
You
an
see how he
advantage.
stuck his mallet down all the way to the floor?
Yeah.
And it covers that whole entire
and it
space
is turned
between his
into a
wheels.
chainsaw.
I
Okay.
call that the freedom block.
This match.
It's a little cheesy, but it's really hard to
Whistle
do, so
blown.
you got to
Have
respect
to
The
say,
it.
freedom
Someone's
block?
getting it. Someone's,
freedom
someone's,
block.
Well, why is it
someone's
hard to
hitting
do? Just
something
put
more
your
than a
mallet
ball
down.
turnover right now.
You got to lean way down.
Oh,
Like you would have to
lean.
be on your bike and touching the floor,
Here we go.
essentially.
The shot's blocked.
It's not easy to do.
Ball kicks out. Morgan's hopping around.
Okay, maybe I
See
didn't
that now,
understand.
reaches
It's
through.
not what the goalie's doing right now?
Little push
No,
on
no,
the
no.
hand,
It's
Morgan
The
takes
the
it
mallet
back in,
shaft
so
is flat
that's
against the ground.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. But you
Because
can't
it's
touch the
already,
ground with your hand, right? Or can you?
advantage for Mongrels.
I think it's
On
probably
Will's,
allowed.
on Will's slap,
Okay.
on
I
I don't know
Will's
the
slash.
actual rule,
And
but
we see,
as long as your
But
foot's
are
not
you
down,
allowed? You're not allowed to
gonna get
block the
Polo
ball with
coming
your
out
hand,
to have
though,
a
right?
chat with the
You are.
team.
Oh, okay. But it would just hurt.
Having
probably.
a chat with
know,
the
well, you
team.
see
It
'em
wouldn't, it
all-
wouldn't be advised.
Having a chat.
You got the gloves.
Yeah, they're wearing
Okay.
lacrosse or hockey gloves or whatever.
Okay.
We're only halfway through this game, and he's
You're
got
certainly not
four
allowed to
heads in
like
line
pick it up, though,
if they're
right?
going to win it.
No, and if
ball.
an airborne ball comes at you, you can. It's like hockey. You can
First
catch
minor
it, but you have to
penalty
put it
issued in
right
this
down.
final.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't maneuver
Shout
it
out
with
to
your hand.
all
Right.
those from afar watching.
Yeah, watch. I'm sure someone else will do the freedom block at some point. It's pretty wild if you can see what they're working on.
To us.
Right.
Amazing block there.
And how
by
do you think
Alex
most people
Valco.
get into bike polo? Like, what was your experience? How did you first hear of it and then start
Oh,
playing?
he finds it.
Oh my god. Let's just take a moment to.
Doty.
Okay,
appreciate
we'll
that.
get back to
Seltzer
that
air
question.
pass.
Okay. That was good.
There he goes,
And the
Doty,
upward punch
with his
shot
goofy ass white
keeps
socks.
it
that
low
he
So
enough
they just kind
that
of,
it
the two
goes
circled the
below
goal,
the top bar.
So if we
and they
get a
passed it
free-
back and
a replay,
forth. Okay.
He didn't even
Very
really
circular.
wait for the hard
Very-
commit
Yeah.
from the defender
Let's
before he
see.
passed.
Here's the replay. What a beautiful goal. And the confidence.
Okay.
But he did that same
Pops
thing,
it up.
scooped it, and then gave it a little
Oh,
And it
wow.
Yep.
crosses.
Incredible.
nuts.
Of course, on a power
What are you
play,
even gonna do as the
he
goalie?
brings out the tricks.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
the move
that's
gonna be the
that's
gift.
really
that's
intense.
The one that everyone's gonna be working on Instagram next month.
That almost reminds me of
I think
butting
that's a
in
pretty good blow to call me daddy's ego
baseball.
there. That,
Yeah,
just
like
a
a-
little bit,
a
but
cheesy
it's
little-
yeah, but it's just
great.
enough
Good thing
to
they've
put
got Quinton
exactly
here. He's been shooting well all
where you
week.
want. Put the ball where you want. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so Call Me Daddy getting kind of blown out right now. You think they're gonna come back?
Canton credit.
I wonder why this video
You know
had so
what?
many
I have
views.
seen this game before, and I do know how it plays out. But
Oh,
I
you do?
can't
Okay.
really
Well, yeah,
remember.
don't reveal it either.
I can't remember anyhow. I'm fairly certain.
Well,
Mongols
okay.
walk away with it.
Right.
It's a
Well,
bit of,
that's what it looks like.
That's definitely what it's looking
Maybe
like.
the calm they need right now on the court. That's probably a good choice by Polo to bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, a comeback from
Dr.
3-0,
Jekyll and
it's
Mr. Hyde.
certainly not unheard of.
Yeah.
And if
They'd
anybody
have to-
could do it, I mean, Call Me Daddy could.
No call there.
They won many world championships.
Yeah.
Advantage there on the mallet from Doty.
Yeah, I agree.
So what? How did you get into bike polo?
Nice patience.
In high school, a bunch of us were part of a cycling
Quentin
club.
coming
Okay.
in like a lightning bolt.
It was really just our friend group wanted to use the engineering lab after school to kind of use the tools and all that on our bikes. I don't know
The
exactly
crowd is having
how,
a
but
lot
we
of fun
all
right now, being
started
inventive with
learning
their
about
cheers
bike
this
polo.
time.
We got together and made some mallets.
animals.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to make them out
Call
of
me
ski
Daddy.
poles and like
Collecting
ABS
themselves
piping.
back in their
Okay.
own territory
It's
here.
that black stuff that's almost like
Voracek.
PVC.
Yeah. Yeah. You can 3D print ABS, I think.
No
Call Me
way.
Daddy
Yeah.
need
That's
to get a
cool.
goal in here to try to change the tide.
You gotta
Yeah,
have
so
it. You gotta have a.
It
We just
only
made
just
that
for the-
ventilator.
to
We
end the momentum, get a confidence booster.
used the engineering lab at school, made some
Honestly,
mallets,
taking a timeout
and
right
we were
now
just kind of
to
fucking
breathe.
around after school.
Yeah.
might be
And
an
then one
absolute
day,
advantage.
one of us, pretty sure it was Jackson, which is meaningless to you, but anyway, thanks,
Yeah.
Jackson.
Thanks, Jackson.
He hit up San Diego Bike Polo Club,
Okay.
and one of those guys came to mess
Hard
around with
shot,
us.
And he finds it.
Mm.
Oh,
It was a
great
big shot.
Don't let your.
That was crazy.
It's like that was a bit of hypnotism right
Yeah, and
there.
then one
was
day
nice.
we all
Someone
went out
slows down,
and played with San Diego
and then
Bike
there's a
Polo, and we
hard,
were just blown
lightning
away
fast shot.
at
Yeah.
the level of bike polo compared to
Incredible.
whatever we were doing.
There's been so much work
Here we
Alright,
go.
yeah, let's see
Yeah,
this
that's
replay.
this team.
Damn, from half court, really?
Big shot. Hard. Fast.
Oh. Sometimes you just gotta, man, just whip it. It was hot.
And we're live again. So
Yeah,
hot-
if you
that
keep
was a hot
hitting,
shot.
Gets on
if
the
you keep
board
hitting
here,
shots
3-1
that go towards the
Mongrels
goal, you know
with,
some percentage
Yeah.
are going to go in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
halfway through this match, a little more. Luca's doing moves, but no one's on him. Making sure he can get free.
Okay.
Nice lane there. Challenging Emmett Ward. I like how when Emmett's on forecheck, it's about establishing his presence. To whom?
Wow. I mean, he tried. He tried.
Well, they conserved the
And it
ball.
works.
Okay. He got in his face.
You got to
Oh.
get in his
By the
face.
pressure,
No
big
free
shot
goals.
on the
Yep.
wheel of Valco. Call Me Daddy, recovering.
So those two, that little
It's on.
contact that they just did, not technically legal,
I tell
Okay.
you what,
but it
Alton
wasn't
is
extreme
didn't
enough,
call
and
it.
making
the refs didn't
difference with
notice.
Call Me
So
Daddy right now.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree.
It's all good.
I think he's definitely improving the kind of composition of this team dramatically.
Looked like he just hit his bike with a mallet.
Ooh, little
Smart.
tussle there.
Yeah,
well, he did a
Play
little
by
bit,
Luka to
but
try to take Emmett down.
you know, he
wasn't
clearly
able to.
was going for
He
the
was
ball,
going
not
for
the
the
bike.
They're going for the mallet.
It's also kind of up to the ref if they wanted to
Emmett
call that.
coming
They
in
probably
strong.
Sure.
could have.
Luka,
Sure.
keep firing.
Well, to be fair, the ref can do whatever the hell they want.
Alton calling for Alex to come out of goal and him him out.
So
know,
I think they're playing 3-up right
yeah.
now. There, I
Space.
think that there was an advantage call, which would mean
There's a whistle in that play.
Okay.
so any of the
I'm
If
guessing
this
they might,
various
they might have had
penalties.
advantage in
If
taking
the
ball
penalty
back
is
behind
called on
the goal
you and you
into
have the ball,
advantage.
it's a turnover. If the penalty is called on you and the other team has the ball, they
I'm
play
with you
on until
this,
your team
timeout. I'm wondering
gets possession,
when
and
Okay.
then it's a
Yeah,
turnover.
that seems
So
like a good opportunity.
that way a penalty can't hurt the team.
Maybe not though.
but
They
it should be
just
helping.
scored, so
If they're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
good position,
gotcha.
they won't stop the play.
18 minutes
Gotcha.
left on this match.
That's pretty cool. So you like have the ball and then you have it
Solo
again.
lane to shoot on.
Yeah, yeah, it's,
Emmett Ward.
it can be a real game
Ooh.
changer.
careful with the
Almost
block.
got an obstruction call there.
Oh,
Debatably
slips
could
in.
have.
okay.
Whoa. A little tangled.
got
but he
the
walks
ball.
away with it.
He just played it cool. That's all he did. He didn't get up in his grill too much, but he was
passes
right
it.
there.
Passes it upstream.
Not sure what happened there.
Oh! He didn't go anywhere.
Great
Almost
save.
got the wheelie
Going
goal.
for
All
the
right,
style
Belgians. Oh,
Great
no.
save by Luka there. That could have been.
This is going to be so
Bit of
funny
a
if they're not from
headbutt
Belgium.
on Doty.
It's fine.
I think Contant grabbed
That's
a little bit
close.
too much break there.
Close to
on the
whatever
shot.
it
Yeah,
is.
if even one of them is from Belgium, I'm cool.
Right.
Okay.
Ooh, Luka battles it out, walks away with it.
Little awkward.
Yeah, you
That's
see, he just
okay.
dished it
Oh.
out, but he had
Yeah.
both
Doty with
defenders
that
right
long
on, so
mouth
that was a
Right.
is
safe
such a
move.
large
That was hard.
area of
In
effect.
reality,
Great,
you know,
great
both
ball
defenders
control
shouldn't
and
have
hand-eye coordination
been on
just to
him.
pick
Right.
that ball out behind his back like that.
Boom.
I'll say this, though. It's not often that we're seeing Doty act in any sort of
Love a
desperation.
good crack.
That clear was
Okay.
definitely maybe hopefully not a sign of fatigue for this Mongols team.
Damn.
All right.
Morgan having himself a
I did
rip.
not see where
Oh,
that
they're
went, but I know
swinging
he
on
was
it.
swinging.
Missile time.
Absolutely. It's a shooting gallery.
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
probably going to hear that crack on the
Great
microphone.
shot.
Oh, speaking
Okay.
of,
Right on the
That's
mallet
Josh
of
just texting me.
Morgan.
He's one of
Nothing
my
going in
cool
for
homies.
Call Me Daddy.
all right.
Great play
Shut
on
up,
both
computer.
ends.
Yeah.
Call Me
That's
Daddy
real
waking
loud.
up.
Sorry, YouTube.
You know, they went early on with the classic line of Will, Polo, and Luka, and it wasn't working. And here they got the two subs in. We'll say the two
I
young
wonder-
guys, new additions. And,
So you gotta
the
understand that
crowd
I'm
seemed to be changing a little bit, at least
Coming from this
energetically.
with a World War II
Certainly more shooting
mindset.
opportunities.
Right. Because I've been so into the
Because
show.
we're assuming that Mongrels is from
Great
Belgium.
pass from Emmett Ward.
Right. Yeah. Mongrels from Belgium and Call Me Daddy from France.
Good if it goes.
And, the show is just in my mind. It's a
Morgan,
good,
again, adding a
really
little
crazy,
there
actually. They
with a
colorized
little
all
kick
this
and
old
touch
black
on
and
the
white
ball.
footage. It's very beautiful for a bunch.
Just
And
got
I don't
the
know
call
how they
with
got all
15
this
minutes
footage, but
left
it's
on
a
the
bunch
game
of war
clock.
footage. And then
Still a lot of time. Two,
this
and we're gonna
this
see a lot
guy
more energy
explaining
coming into
what's
this
going
game, I
on. But
suppose.
the major
First and last
advantage
10
that the
minutes
Germans
right now.
had in the beginning of the war was
Pressure is on.
not only their technology. Their technology was good. They had some of the best tanks, and the Luftwaffe,
Hard
the
shot,
Air Force,
blocked by the mallet,
was
goes to the air. Luka,
was
it's his.
was some of the best in the world. But their ingenuity, right, and their tactics. So it wasn't exactly Hitler's idea, but the Nazi generals adopted this concept of lightning war, that they would just overwhelm the enemy and push
Won't stop.
past
It's great.
their
Luka's one of these
defenses,
players that can
and
take
then
anybody
confuse them and
one-on-one,
attack
and
from
he's got a
attack
great
them from
shot,
behind,
so he's
and very
super
quickly
dangerous
take
about
lots of
it.
land before the enemy could respond.
I think he did that to himself there.
So
Morgan
when
going
the
down.
Belgians and the French were
Panicky
gearing up
approach.
to defend against Germany, because they knew it was coming, because Germany had already taken
And Lucas
Czechoslovakia and
Dallas.
Poland, they were
Starting
expecting
to get
just
to a
another
bit of a
World War One.
gymnastics routine
Right? They
now.
dug trenches. They
And we
they
go.
used their old tanks. They weren't thinking
Great
in
steal.
the modern
He's got
the
speed.
modern mindset. And I bring all this up because
Bouchard
I
pushes
wonder
him off
how
to
the evolution
wall
of
just in time to
the
close off
so-called
that
meta
shooting
game has gone
Yeah,
within
thought
bike
about
polo.
it, but
And if you
wanna
could
force
comment
it,
on that,
ended up
whether
losing it,
certain
and
strategies
Mongols retain possession now.
used to work and now don't work because there's a counter strategy
Short
has
in a
been
moment,
developed,
So he's fresh,
and
he
if
shoots right on
even
goal.
a
shot.
counter to that counter strategy has worked, and then a counter to the counter to the counter, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Dangerous in the
yes.
crease.
Is there any of
Still
that going on?
stacking
Because I think that's one of the most interesting parts of
Of World War II. in
of
color.
World War II. In color. No, well, yeah, kind of strategy, of game theory.
Well,
strategic games and war, I guess, is kind of a strategic game.
Yeah, you could call it that.
Yeah.
I gotta just say that was a really intriguing way to ask this question.
Well, I just gotta update you with what I'm thinking about. It's
Yeah, a little
all
context.
about
Nice
World
fake,
War
if
II.
not.
Wow, that was great. I feel like my answer is going to be a little bit underwhelming,
That's okay.
but obviously, Call Me Daddy is behind in this game. They're not able to use their tried and true formula of double goalie followed by going 3 up
Cody,
and
look for an
dunking on the
option.
enemy.
Okay.
So the rules of the game were changed for that. I do think that could have been dealt with strategically somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
It's obviously really hard to
Cody
deal with.
reminds me of, like,
And I think in addition to being hard to deal with, it made for really
flashy
boring fucking
basketball
polo to
player.
watch.
Yeah.
Like an Allen Iverson or something.
Which
Yeah.
But a
I
big
think that's a
one.
big reason why they necessitated the rule
Who's
change.
gonna get that?
Right.
Who's gonna give
The
you that?
current meta,
Might have just dated
and you'll see
myself, but
Mongrels United doing this a fair amount, is if you're on attack and you don't have any open shooting lanes and they seem like they're really on it on defense,
Luka looking for a solution.
you'll see the ball carrier just circle
Working on
back
his stick-handling
behind their goal and
skills.
reset
Shooting
Yeah.
and
wide.
try again.
Okay.
And sometimes
about
you'll
it.
see a team
Luka
do
just
that 2-3
hypnotized me. I'm
times in a
sorry, I'm
row
just shaking
until
my head.
they see an opening,
Sure.
Luka's hand,
or until they get
eye
impatient and
coordination, unreal.
attack without any real
Need to
opening.
use the
Sure.
wheel.
Is there a counter to that maneuver? Is it safe to send someone in and try and interrupt that?
Putting the effort
So-
Or
right
it's
now.
not safe?
It's not so
Have all
safe,
the tricks.
but
Because you leave yourself
Nice
as
vulnerable.
long as you
point
can
change there by
stay
Call Me Daddy.
calm
Polo back
and
on the court.
collected, your defense
Well,
also gets to
Good
reset.
decision. Luka
So
Yeah.
it's just as if
was
you
going
were
to
just
be
scored
getting
on and you're
fatigued if he
attacking
wasn't
from
already.
the start.
Okay.
All
So
that
both
around.
defensive
They're
players
playing
can
some
get into
long shifts
position
here.
as well.
Right.
I would say that's
We're
probably
not
the best
seeing many
strategy.
two-man changes on Call Me Daddy's lineup either.
If somebody
You know,
does go
it
to
seems be
attack,
one
you
player
see
for
this
one
guy
player
coming
at a
behind the goal
time,
right
so we
there.
don't have
Yep.
these-
Oftentimes what that
Let's
person
see
will do
regular.
if someone's coming up
Oh,
to
the
attack
P8
them
run.
is they'll do an endo turn with the wheelie turn to do a 180 behind
Okay.
their own goal. So
Okay.
they swoop in and come back out that same side
Okay.
in a pretty quick way. And that's really hard to deal with. You'll see
Almost
people
too
doing that
high
all the
in the
time,
combat
especially
Right.
now. That's
zone.
become a
Cody
really
takes the
popular
bait.
move.
Right.
It's super hard to deal with. I think that
Ball's not going anywhere. They
the
pushed
idea
it
behind that is to
inside,
draw the defender in
and they picked
and
the
then
ball off
outpedal
of
them on the attack.
Okay.
So I think that the way you'll see that dealt with, now and
Fortunate pass
into the
to
future is going to be
Bouchard.
the defender just playing it cool and saying, all right, fine, I'll come back
Time's
to my
ticking
half.
away.
Yeah.
Minutes
just
left
be
in
ready
this
when you
World
come.
Championship.
Sure. I see that.
It's taken them 20 minutes to get it.
I like your question a lot, and I'm really interested
The
to
first
see.
score was the first goal
in the
for
future
Call Me
where
Daddy
that
must have
goes.
been 15,
Yeah, I mean, the
15,
game's still
20
young,
minutes
so I'm
into the
sure
game.
that,
It is still young.
the
and
Erwin Rommel
Three-quarters
of
way through.
bike
There
polo will
have
come
been-
around.
Some changes. I mean, we
Not
used
that
to
they'll be a
play-
Nazi, but just
Hope
that
for
they'll
another.
have interesting strategic ideas.
Harden to the
It's funny you say that. I think
Still
some
counts
people
for
might
Portland.
call Me Daddy.
The Nazi.
I hesitate to
Version
call
of,
them
um,
Nazis, but the
it's
bad
it's
guy.
hard to call people Nazis online.
Wow, Polo uses
Well, online it's pretty easy.
Doty,
Well,
man.
yeah, but
Still not going
it's
down.
two big guys.
You're right. Yeah, you got me there.
On the assault.
The game used to
Ooh!
it used to be standard.
The
Everyone
deflection
would
comes
have a
up and
rear
hits
brake, and so
Bouchard
you'd
in
see
the
people
face.
skidding and sliding
Shakes
out
it off.
and doing turns that way. But
Okay. But people
everyone
don't do
on
that
this
now?
court has a front brake, and you'll see them doing endo turns left
Why,
and right.
why not both?
Some people do have
Great
a dual
hand
brake.
off the Polo. Beautiful
It's
touch.
just a little bit unnecessary.
Polo's
Okay.
hitting
You know,
that.
on a car, the front brakes are doing like 80% of the stopping.
Call Me
Yeah.
Daddy
it's just
really
more
need to
efficient.
Get a goal here.
I
10
wonder why.
minutes.
Yeah, I think I only
Two
know of
goals?
one person that
That's
has dual
easy.
brakes.
That's a lot of time.
It's just more
not easy
maintenance,
with this opponent,
and if
but
you're not really using
10
it a
minutes,
ton,
that's
it's
Yeah.
probably
enough to
just
work
not
with.
worth it. Oh, he
Right.
just
But not if you're making
flubbed it,
mistakes like
gave it
that.
to Doty.
Yeah, just
That
don't
is not what you want to do.
doesn't seem they're getting
This
the
guy's a
best
killer.
shooting
Don't give it to that
opportunities. A lot
guy.
of these big shots are great from Luka and on target, but well, he's out now.
Okay.
But,
But still kind of coming from a place of desperation.
they're coming from far enough away that I think he's got his mallet on it every time. So
Yeah, this is
we need to get creative here.
This is
maybe
it.
not going to be the most
They need to,
interesting
sort of crash
finish
the
to a
goal, get
game. These
inside
guys
the
are
crease
ahead.
area.
It's the
Mongrels feeling
championship
very
game. They're
confident,
just going to want to play it
holding
cool.
the ball in their
Is
zone.
that what you see
They
them
don't
doing
need to
now?
be-
That's what
They're
doing
kinda
right
stalling.
now. Yeah, they're. Man.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
Breaker, Quentin over the bars.
That was embarrassing.
My man,
Coming up.
you got to stay on that bike.
Yeah, they're frantic.
you can't
they're
get
behind.
off.
They're down 2, and there's only 8 minutes left. They're,
He juked
they're
him out. I
frantic.
can't
Around
believe
behind
that.
his
That was
own goal.
crazy.
Builds up
He
full
made him
speed.
like trip.
Aim it back
He
on
like
the
dribbled the
court.
ball right past him.
Fresh legs.
Yeah, he was trying to do a big, giant endo
Advantage
pivot.
for Call Me Daddy.
Yeah.
Looks like it's
Okay.
gonna
He was
be a
trying to do
slash,
something
the
cool,
ball goes
but
behind the goal
But
line.
turns out he's not cool.
well, just not in that.
Alex
Not in
is
that
a timeout.
moment. Okay.
Ooh, they're calling
So what is
time.
this? A timeout?
Yeah.
Or is that a dead ball?
Okay. How many timeouts
Yeah,
do
it's
you
dead
get?
now.
You get 2
Alex
per
didn't
game. I think they're
respond
2
quick
minutes
enough. He
each.
let the ball go behind the goal line, which
Okay.
kills
They
the
got to
advantage.
regroup and strategize. These guys, they're
Yeah, they
behind.
better figure it out.
It's a good rule.
Now's a good time for a timeout.
Not everybody's used to it
Yeah, I
just
don't
yet.
know when else you would do it. You really got to give them a pep talk.
They're pushing
Call Me
past
Daddy
the
definitely
Maginot
upset about
line.
that. They were looking
This
for
guy
some
right here with
opportunity
the-
They're about to
this.
take Paris.
Oh, man. Oh, my
Here's the
God. That is
2-minute
too perfect.
timeout.
Okay, he's
He's
hitting
blaming it on
his
the
tire with the mallet.
Well, exciting.
His
What is-
mallet's
what is he
not
looking
straight.
for?
So he's just trying to straighten out the shaft a little
first
bit.
goal so
Okay.
quickly, he's really set the pace.
That's
I
not
think,
really the
that
problem,
gave them
though,
the,
guy.
The confidence to come
It's
in
like when
and
you're playing pool and you chalk
take
the
a few risks
chalk
early
the-
on.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
of that
Well,
paid off.
whatever gets you through
Absolutely.
it. If it's your, oh, look at those
Mongrels
kids in the background. That's
Definitely
cute.
got Call Me Daddy playing them by
Those kids are
their
like,
game.
I
I would say with the
want to get
exception
out of
of
here.
Luca,
I
who
need
comes
some
out
ice
and
cream.
plays Luca's game. Luca only
I don't know. There's got to be some good energy. This is the
No, they're
championship,
probably
world
excited.
championship.
They're probably
wild
excited.
card. Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah,
a
I
game.
mean, the final game at just like a regional tournament is amazing. I can't even
we now
imagine at
have
Worlds.
like 4 refs on
Yeah.
the court.
All right, hey, well, they're on break
4 ref
or
shirts.
on timeout.
Yes.
I'm going to go rock a piss. So,
Okay. Rock it out.
please
Sun
entertain
setting
our
here in
YouTube
beautiful
guests.
Lexington,
Well,
With
I
some
can't promise it.
fascinating woodworking techniques.
but, 1
1 minute left. In
All right.
Or, you know,
Daddy's time.
whatever.
Or
World War
anything.
II was pretty intriguing, I must say.
Yeah, I got to tell you, those 2 topics are, they're on my mind. Let's see.
Just a
What I
note
didn't
for
know
our
was
listeners,
that
if you want to donate to our disaster
Mussolini
relief,
was
you
kind
can
of
send
a
money to
template for
treasurer
later
at nahardcourt.com
fascist
with a note that
regimes.
says
He
disaster
came into
relief.
power, I think, in
We'll
the
get
early
that money
20s.
to our friends and family and the Polo
And
community affected.
That
in
was
Mexico
pretty
and
good
Puerto
amount of
Rico.
time before
We really
Franco
appreciate
or
all the donations
Hitler.
that have been sent in thus far over the week, and it's really going to mean a lot
And
to people we love. and
although
care
he
about.
is kind of a
So, keep sending
ridiculous
those in,
historical
and, thank you
character,
very much for watching this live stream.
Um,
Real special.
he paved the way, I think, for a
thing to
lot
be
of
part
that kind of ideology.
Starting to feel
And
a few little raindrops
also
right now.
that there was a similar
Yeah,
there was a
yeah.
symmetry
Just
between
like
the
tiny,
initial fascist
small
regimes
one.
of Italy and Germany in that there was
Little gloom.
economic strife and
But for whom?
and general kind of uneasiness, social uneasiness, and here comes a party saying that they are for the people of the country in a way that
Game on.
puts them above
Daddy
other
ball.
countries.
8
You know,
minutes
it's a
left.
very dangerous idea, but
Look
it's
up. On the
it
side.
turned out to be effective, and the fascist leaders
I've just
also did a
notified
lot
that the
for-
Bike Polo gifts are already
they had
getting
certain
the
social
internet.
programs. You know, I shouldn't. It sounds like I'm trying to
Couldn't even wait for the final to be
to,
over. Great.
to speak positively about them, but obviously atrocities were caused because of these guys. It's not a good thing.
Oh, man. Sounds
But-
like you're getting into dangerous territory here.
Right. It sounds like I'm about to start supporting fascists, but
Ooh, shots.
Mongrels
it's just
actually
interesting.
off balance
It-
a little moment there, but,
obviously I
seems to
don't
not be
support them,
able to
but
capitalize.
it's interesting to understand the
Polo coming in
psychology
strong
of how they
and
could have
forechecking
come
now. He's gonna
about,
have to use
right?
that
Because they didn't
body.
come out of nowhere.
Try to stabilize
Um,
Mongrels to
So
get
maybe if
possession
we
here.
can understand the conditions that existed
Cody's not
beforehand,
intimidated.
we can prevent those kind of strategies or
Dangerous
tragedies before they
opportunity
happen in the future. Because
Call me daddy.
it's just going to keep happening. All right, but
Another shot
back to
on
bike
goal by
polo.
Doty.
Now,
Back to
Polo
bike polo.
tapped
All right.
Doty's
Well, I know I
mouth. Doty
really put the pressure on
some
you to be
polo
Yeah, I
ideal
went
and
into a
entertaining
fascist thing,
into his
but
shot.
but it is. I did learn a lot about Mussolini today.
I can't wait to listen to this recording and hear what you said.
Yeah.
I'm sure it must have been something. You had to reassure our listeners that you are not in support of
not a
fascism.
fascist.
Balls back in, Call Me
No,
Daddy
I'm just trying to understand it. Definitely not in support of it.
Do you need another beer?
Up left wing.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Down.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
There's a whistle.
Me too.
One more beer, and then we can talk about communism.
Wind's picking up.
Oh, there you go.
Starting to drizzle a little bit here.
It's going to get dramatic. We're going to have lightning.
No,
and
let's not
thunder.
get political.
Okay, yeah, let's not do that.
Guys
Please and thank
on
you.
top of a mountain.
Well, you're gonna have to edit out some parts then, maybe. 'Cause-
Be shredding.
Let's
No,
move
you
all
you
that
can
heavy
by all
stuff to the
means.
final
But if
whistle.
music starts
I'm just
coming
not
in,
going to.
Okay,
I
that's
hope
fair.
Mongrels United understand that they can't shoot until the bass drops.
Yeah, because once I get going, that's it.
Good Lord.
That's it. That's a whole different kind of podcast.
Yeah,
Doty
let's
running the
stay
offense here.
focused.
Polo forechecking really hard.
Getting a little chippy here.
Okay.
He knows he needs possession of that ball.
They are indeed getting a little chippy.
Oh
Time is
man, that
ticking.
sunset's getting crazy.
Great stop by Luka. Counterattack, big shot.
Man, you know, they're just
from
ripping
afar.
stupid shots. It's 7 minutes left. You could easily score 2 goals in 7 minutes.
These boards really rebound. The ball rebounds really well off these boards.
Oh,
And some of those
excellent.
big shots, you can sneak in there and just get another
see
shot
if he
on the
does
goal really
nothing
quickly,
with it.
So not necessarily a bad thing to take that mid-court shot.
So he's going to try to draw a defender.
Mongrels really, really good in
Ooh,
position on
man.
the defense here.
Very close.
They are walking all
call
over
there.
Call Me Daddy right
Oh,
now.
and advantage for Mongrels.
Okay.
He must have took him
Perhaps
down.
a
I
bad
missed it.
call.
But
Thinking it might
Mongrels have the
actually been
advantage right
toppling
now,
on
so
Doty.
they can try to do some feisty shit. And
Well, Doty was
they're
smart
gonna get
about
away
how-
with it
if
for
it
sure.
was, he
I
was
see.
clever in
yeah, you
how
see him
he,
pass it off the wall
how he
through the
felt,
guy's
because-
wheels.
and
Yeah.
I've seen him do that earlier in the
Yeah, they can just get
tournament.
nutty with
Well,
impunity
clever is
right
the word
now.
I would use with Doty for sure. He's a
Call me
clever
daddy,
guy.
Ken.
Mongrels.
Mongrels.
Some
Because
foul
they
contact.
And there's a
they can take more risk because they have room for error.
They have
Put
the
foot
advantage
down, as
call.
we said earlier.
So as soon as Call Me Daddy were to get possession,
Seen that before
boom,
this tournament.
turnover. The reason it ended
Gotcha.
this time is
Something,
if you
something,
have
flopping
advantage on your
influence
side
of
and you
European
take the ball
sports.
behind your own goal line, advantage ends
Yeah.
because ostensibly you've reset
European
one way or
final.
another.
European final.
Gotcha.
Touche.
So they just ended their own advantage, which was, not ideal. Not that it's going to matter for them in this game, it looks like.
Well, that Bob Ross Mongrels
And
game
time
was
is still
absolutely
rolling.
Exceptional.
I think at 2 minutes they start
So
to stop between play.
They are. Emmett's already
Okay.
crossed. Doty sneaks through.
They're cruising. They're
me.
chilling. They're not trying to give up anything.
Oh, and
Oh, man.
Goes down.
I was not
taking a
looking.
hit on the shoulder.
I wonder
was
what that
watching
whistle
the guy
is.
with
Was
the
that a
ball.
foul?
Emmett knows what he
Yeah,
did.
it must have been.
He knows what he did. He's
Man, these boys are
trying-
sweaty.
First he tried to protest, but his smile broke.
well, Emmett and Luka.
Yeah, I feel
old,
like,
old teammates from Dead Rappers.
Kentucky in the summer.
The old days.
It's got to be something.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Brendan.
Yeah, it's hot.
probably typing away in Barcelona.
Yeah, I really don't remember what time of year they do Worlds.
The third of the Dead Rappers.
I'm going to be super bummed if we don't get it because of the coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, that's
Ball back and Call Me Daddy zone.
definitely possible.
Alex Valco. Coming up
Shout out to all you
slowly on the left wing.
quarantine
Emmett covering him.
boys and
Here's that
girls,
speed.
men and women.
Looking for an option.
Yeah, if you're actually
Ball's
obeying
up high,
quarantine.
and it is out and up and over the tent.
That was fantastic.
Yes.
Took it on
Only,
a nice little ride.
you only get the
Take
shout
it
out
on
if
ball.
you're obeying
make some
quarantine. If you're
dog
not,
in the
then
park very
fuck
happy.
you.
Yeah, it's a little tough living with all these people. There's so many.
Yeah, it
of us
doesn't
not-
really-
not
doesn't-
obeying the
Well, it would
quarantine.
be nice, I think,
Well,
to
the
see
fact
Call Me
that
Daddy get a
there
goal
are so
here
many
just
people,
to
I think, negates
up
the
the suspense
quarantine
a
a
bit.
little bit
Hey.
because
About 3 and
our
a half
house
minutes
itself is a
left.
gathering of
Anyone
more
can
than
do
10
it?
people, but, you know.
Absolutely, they can.
Yeah, we're doing what we can though.
Emmett will-
Some of us.
There's not really
Not
anything
really.
else to
Guys
do.
are playing in a 40-minute
Dude, you
match.
just, yeah, exactly.
got-
This
Oh.
might be it.
We could just stay in our rooms, I
No,
guess.
says
Morgan was
I
there.
still wouldn't do it, really.
all mallet.
I don't think Paul.
Oh, right between
touch
the.
on that, he
I love
wanted.
that. He hit the
Morgan
ball
was
right
certainly
in
ready.
between his two wheels, kind of right in front of him.
Oh yeah.
It was sexy.
Yeah, you might see it, might not. I don't know. It's not too much time left in this game, but people will shoot it through their own wheels
Yeah,
on goal. It's
that's pretty
dope.
cool.
One of the
Is
gotta
it
go in.
easier
Luka
to hit
sneaks
it with the
past.
broad side or the front side of the mallet?
So
Does it depend?
the broadside,
run.
that's called a shuffle. That's how you like dribble the ball
Ward's
down
played
court.
Yeah.
You
his
can't
second
score like
championship
that.
playing
Oh,
here in Lexington.
like legally?
Played in
Yeah, it doesn't count.
2014
Oh.
American
It's got to be off one of the
Championships.
two circular ends.
Whoa, did not know that.
On this
Okay.
court.
So you have
Yeah.
to kind of
Stranger to
smack it
the
in.
You got to smack it.
You got to
yeah.
smack it in. You
Absolutely
can't just
Fond
dribble it
memories
in.
indeed.
And
I'm
you'll
sure
see
for
when
him.
they cup it and scoop it up in the air and all that.
Yeah.
One side is open, one side is capped and flat. So if you're really going
Long
to take a
pass,
full
Morgan.
wind up and swing at it, oh man.
Ooh.
That looks like a-
Oh, he just doesn't want to give up another goal. Damn,
Oh,
BM, bad manners. He's throwing his
Luka
bike.
might be taken out of
He
the
threw the other guy's bike?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't that bad, but still,
Morgan-
come on,
Yeah,
guys.
let's see
Morgan
it, let's see
came
it.
off his handlebars. He didn't look like he had a chance to grab
Oh,
his break.
man.
Yeah,
That
look,
guy ate it,
What
though.
a sport. I mean, did
Watch
you see him?
him.
He just gave
throws his
Luka
bike.
a death.
The
I think
disrespect,
that was
man.
Oh,
generous
that's funny.
of
A
Morgan.
little bit of salt coming from Call Me
He's,
Daddy.
he doesn't
That's
stop
okay.
smiling, whether he's been scored on
Yeah,
or
I mean,
fouled
it's understandable.
tremendously.
Oh,
He's
there
got a
he
smile
goes.
on his
He's,
Still don't really
all
like
right,
it.
he's good. He's good. But he's got a lot to smile about. Cause,
Although, to be fair, it was kind of hard to see.
He's
Who was at
he's
fault
a few
in that
minutes
crash?
away from
Maybe it
being
was
world
nobody.
champion if something doesn't change.
And
I don't know.
I'm still seeing 3 players on Call Me Daddy on the
Is
court.
that Domino's?
Will or Polo riding over.
Yeah, he earned it.
Will
He's working
and,
all day.
Where the hell is
looks
Domino's?
like Luke is
Is it Domino's
slowly
here?
inching backward off the court.
I don't know. I mean, they deliver. I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't matter too
From
much.
New Jersey.
Oh,
Here we are.
we're doing a substitution as well. Polo taking himself off.
That's what you guys needed. Just switch up the roster. Now you guys got it.
Thinking-
Yeah, you got it.
This is an intelligent decision.
I agree.
Damn, so I think Doty and Morgan have played this whole entire game.
Okay.
These guys got to be spent.
Yeah.
Doty
Or
Hunting around
Doty,
the edge of the
really.
crease.
Morgan's just chilling in
trying to
goal.
bait Quentin,
Yeah.
giving him an opportunity to open. Emmett. Oh,
He's
trying
getting
to go for a
fancy. He
repeat
knows
on
he's
that,
got the game.
stay
2
up.
minutes
that
left.
fancy new-ish that he's got. Second slap on this penalty. And in comes Polo.
Okay.
Good penalty kill there by Call Me Daddy.
Get organized here, boys.
Oh,
He's circling back. He's taking his time. These people are gonna Call Me Daddy's gonna put some pressure on because they don't like that.
yeah, I mean,
They need to get some goals.
the
and
smart thing to
fast.
do for Mongrels is just to chill and kill the time.
Dude, Call Me Daddy should blitz
Doty
them.
sneaks past
You know?
Quentin.
I think they're
Fuck
trying.
it. At this
Oh,
point,
Takes
you
himself
might as well.
out.
No, but they should get that goalie out. They should get everyone.
Breakaway.
Like
Just go
that?
do an all-out
Call Me Daddy,
blitzkrieg.
3
Yeah.
up. Fires. Doesn't find a home.
Because
I mean, you're right. They just feel so exposed when they bring that goalie up.
but they already are exposed is the problem. You know, by the score.
Fires from far. Finds Emmett's wheel.
So if they don't do that,
1 minute.
if
to
they don't
play.
give themselves, if they don't take a
and Emmett
risk,
takes himself out a little
then they're
jackknife.
certainly not going to win. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely think you're right.
Sure, the other team might score again, but it doesn't matter at this point.
A lot of action
Yeah, look
there
at
at the
him.
edge
Somebody's
of the
in
crease.
goal. There's only 2 of them out there. You're right. Look at that, and Morgan's back.
Yeah,
in goal.
they're
It's gonna be
just.
hard to
I
get
mean,
the
with
ball
Morgan in
off
goal, it's gonna be
burning
hard
right
to score.
now.
That guy's
Absolutely.
he's a champ.
without a foul.
They're not even trying to go all the way down. They're gonna kill the clock.
Yeah.
Certainly.
All right.
13
All right,
seconds
that's
left.
bike polo, killing the clock. I guess it's just like any sport, huh?
And they're gonna close with something.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, he
he
throws the mallet.
there
He's
it
so
was.
Throws
One
salty.
the
to finish
mallet.
it off in the
Man.
in
All
the
right,
dying
good job,
seconds.
Mongols.
The dying second of the match.
All right,
Emmett
congratulations,
Ford
you
finishing
Belgians.
this World Hardcore Bike Polo
These
Championship
Belgians are hype.
with a
It's over the moon. He's
walk-in goal.
world
Incredible.
champion.
Yeah, man,
Incredible.
That's got to be
Oh,
amazing.
and they are
Sure feels good.
what a bunch of goofy guys.
Well, hard earned,
Comes the water
hard
guy.
fought all weekend.
Nice.
Came in as the 1 seed.
No, he's just trying to get in on
European
the hype.
champs.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he was part of it.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Fan club.
Tough loss there for Congress.
Oh, the champagne.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. The cowboy. Cowboy hat and the champagne.
Oh,
What a
Love it.
homie. He just pops the champagne,
Yeah.
gives it to him, and leaves.
For real.
What a real friend that is.
I wonder if he was a neutral party, he was going to give the champagne to whoever won.
6 finals.
You know
or
what?
if he
His
was
shirt-
just saving that
Told me
champagne
that
for
he-
if this team won.
Impressive.
He
has a staff
performance
shirt,
over
so
4 days.
I'm thinking it was
Ah,
impartial.
That's a neutral champagne.
Yeah.
That's a neutral champagne. You know, I see another cowboy guy
entered the,
with a
two
separate
championship
bottle of
club.
champagne. Let's see if this one
Is that
pops.
really a different cowboy?
2 rings.
Yeah, it was a
Two
different
rings.
cowboy. I think the staff
We
are
don't do rings
are
super cheap.
designated
Yeah,
by
We're
their
super cheap.
cowboy hats.
2 pats
That's
on the back.
fantastic.
2 pats
Good
on the
job,
back.
guys.
Dig it.
Infinite pats on the back.
Oh, despite all the salt,
Well,
there's
know,
hugs all
there's
around.
the
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
live on in history, the legendary.
Very
Team.
brief hugs, but hugs
I don't
nonetheless.
even know
There
what
it
to say
goes.
anymore. It's been great. It's fantastic.
Spray it right on the end.
That kind of felt like no one
Excellent
wanted to be
finals
sprayed there. We were all just
Absolutely
hanging out. But
definitive in its result.
I don't
Perfect
know,
play
man.
there by
That's the champion of the world right there. He
That's
can
true.
spray you with champagne if he
all
wants.
right, all
huh?
right. He can,
a lot to say about
he can
this,
come to my house and spray me. I
championship.
don't care.
People came
I would
from
be
all over
hyped
the
for
world.
one if he
Uh,
came over here
practicing
and sprayed me.
new
I
Just
don't
dressed
know.
up like that.
New rules.
With the
new
goofy White
faces.
Sox,
Yeah.
the Doty
Teams
signature.
like Super Polo out of District Federal. Mexico
Well,
City.
all right,
Those
man.
are Great Latin
Okay, that
American
was a lot of
teams. Some
fun.
big
We did it.
surprises. Super
Podcast
solid.
Podcast number
I think I
one.
learned a lot
Show
about bike
talent
polo. I
everywhere.
learned a lot about
And there we have no
myself.
fluke.
I learned a lot about
fancy,
you.
I can't wait to
fancy,
learn about
showy,
fascism when I play
Beautiful
this back.
Polo of Mongrels United wins
Yeah, the dangers of fascism.
second championship.
Okay.
Not the.
We'll see what you said. I don't know.
So
You can rewind the
before we
tape.
close out
You
our
can-
broadcast,
shall see.
you
So,
can do a few
how
more
long till we
thank
get you out
yous
there
here.
on the polo
First
court,
thank
huh?
you and last thank you always have to go to our
As soon as we're
host
off
club,
quarantine,
Lexington
I'll be
Light
hitting you
Polo
up.
and the
Yeah,
city of
once
Lexington
I
itself.
get my job back,
Specifically, a
you
special
bring me
shout
the
out
polo.
for Tiffany.
Is
who,
your job going to be waiting
as an
for you
organizer
when
here
this
on
is
the
all
ground,
over?
Tiffany Morrow should never ever again have to pay for a drink anywhere
Yeah,
that she
one will.
One of many.
One,
One
yeah.
of the hardest
There's
working players in the
it's
entire
complicated.
sport.
There's,
Uh,
there's
was
maybe
the
3 or
keystone, the
4 different
linchpin in
jobs,
making this
and
event happen.
they're all in.
Definitely
They're all
also big thanks to
in
all of
different
our
places.
sponsors,
Some might start
all
up
of our
again, some might not.
volunteers, all the
Yeah.
people who showed
Yeah,
up
I'm actually
early
in the
every
same
day
boat.
to make this event
Yeah.
happen. All of our
Reviews,
media
I-
team here
it's
that
looking pretty
filmed
iffy.
this
Yeah.
broadcast
They're
and
gonna
made
be
it
able to reopen.
possible. All of
Yeah.
our on-air talent who
Who
helped
knows,
bring this
man?
broadcast
Might get weird.
all over the world for everyone to see.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
really
it's weird
special
already.
experience for all of us
Yeah,
here
well,
in
yeah,
say.
that's true. It's true.
And hopefully all
But
of you
even
know.
normal might be weird, you know.
Thanks so much, guys. Hey,
It will be.
It's been a
Things
pleasure.
things are different forever.
2007.
Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. I'll be playing bike polo as soon as this quarantine's over.
All right. That sounds like
I'm
a good.
itching.
That sounds like a good conclusion to this.
All right. Any parting words there, Kyle?
Nope, that's it.
Nope. That's it from Kyle. And
That's
guess
it.
what? That's it from me too. Goodbye,
All right.
everybody. Thanks for watching.